Hello. Thanks all for joining. Sorry it took a little bit longer to get my system to connect here, but we'll go just a couple minutes here and then we'll go ahead and get started. I'm hoping everyone's having a good time. Hope everyone's having also a good week. Go ahead and get started here in just another 30 seconds, and then we'll talk about some updates that we got going on, and then move on to any kind of questions that anyone may have or comments. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll start off. I want to thank everyone that's joined, and we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks so much for joining today. So, our updates for this week, as you can see on the screen, we have um, two new cameras, two new feeds. First one, good evening, Beverly. Good evening, Martin. Good evening, Carmel McDuffie. So the first cameras that we're actually viewing right now is from Fort Collins, Colorado. It's along the BNSF front range sub at milepost roughly about 68.8. This sub doesn't get that much. It's track warrant control, not much traffic. Um, you can get from good anywhere from 6 to 9 trains, maybe so it depends on the day, but you have two locals usually. It's mostly it's a got more like a scenic kind of look for it, um, but there are some good trains that have gone by that I've seen. I'm working with the host. Maybe seen him in the chat. His name is Jim. I'm working together on trying to see if we can make some kind of like alert on the feed to actually um, alert the watchers. As a lot of users like to watch have multiple feeds open, so maybe an alert that comes up. That might help a little bit with that. So you can just switch tabs and you hear like some kind of noise that we're going to set up. So we'll see what happens there. Really, is that a little bit better? Okay. Yeah, I've been having there we go. Maybe my headset, my battery might be worn. I've been busy on the phone most of today. So battery might be getting a little bit low. I didn't have time to charge it today. Between the different calls that we've been working on with different other sites. So going back to this site has a front range sub that we're working with the host and seeing if we can set up some kind of alert so you can put the tab in the background and hear some kind of chime or something when a train comes by. Well, made it's nice. It's really scenic camera in that regard, especially up northern Colorado where it's located. So going forward, the other camera that's been mentioned in the chat is our Stockton cam, the diamond there, and I'll just pull it up. Yeah, we did have it installed. We installed it. We went there, traveled there. I went there on the 2nd of June, installed, or first, I think it was, installed it. It was up for a while, for a little bit, and then all of a sudden the AT&T, there's a fiber in the neighborhood. The fiber itself got damaged in the area. It took the ISP, which was AT&T, more than a few days to get it fixed. Not too sure how much was involved in fixing it. But it was initially it was just They first thought it was a landline issue, and then it turned into fiber equipment issue, and then after that it turned into a fiber cable was damaged. So it took them some time to actually restore the internet at the location, plus the surrounding area. Um, I know our ISP, or not our ISP, but our host was contacting them as well as we were trying to, keep it on them and trying to get the service back up. Is this was we just put this camera up and uh, yeah, it's a diamond there in Stockton, um, which sees BNSF trains, it sees the UP trains, it sees ACE, which is a commuter line, and it also sees some Amtrak's that go through. So a lot of action on this this diamond right now. There may not they're not much, but they just had a train go being a step train just go east into the yard right before we started. So hopefully maybe see something before something comes up. So those are the two new cams that just started within the last couple of weeks. We do have more different sites that we're looking at. So we'll go into details on those on this call today, but we are definitely um, expanding our network. So just keep, we'll have more updates next week on if we have any more sites that have been confirmed. Also, we're doing some changes with some other locate. We do have some sites like we have we do have the Roseville, California site um, that we're still working on. We actually have to change some equipment around. We actually are going to different host from the location, get a better view of that location. And so yeah, just definitely want to make sure everyone knows where we're actually just switching hosts and to get a better view of that location. And the diamond is Stockton in the Roseville, where it was recommended. Roseville was recommended by a viewer of ours, and which was you may have seen him. It's excuse me. Remember his name again. RailCam, RailFanner, more is recommended Roseville, and he also, along with another contact of mine, um, which goes by David, is also recommended the Diamond Stockton, the Diamonds here at Stockton. Um, so appreciate the heads up. Um, we do look at all the emails that we get on location requests. We do, even if you don't give us a location, you just give us a general area. Um, Either myself or Christy will start looking in the map. Um, so we definitely um, take every request seriously and we look at it. Look at the area, try to find a host that would be a good spot for a camera. And also just going out of the west a little bit, going a little bit south towards the east a little bit. You may see we have also had some recommendations from Michael, who's in the chat there currently. That's give us some recommendations for a couple um, KCS sites and also some more sites little kind of east of us here. So we'll continue to give more updates as those come along. Um, So that's pretty much all the updates I have. So now we'll go ahead and we have 15 more minutes before the session's over. I'm going to be able to do 30 minutes today. So the rest 15 minutes to kind of do like a round robin. I'll go over and answer any kind of questions. So let me look on the chat here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so okay, you signed up for the website. You haven't got approval. I'll go ahead and take a look. We did have some um, emails that got missed when they came through, so I'll go ahead and we'll go through those and look for them. When we do website approvals, we usually do them on the weekends. So if you do it on a Monday or a Sunday right after, or a Sunday right after we check it, then it will go through the next weekend. But there was a section of time where we didn't get some emails due to our email host, but we do have that. We got that issue resolved pretty quickly. So let's see. The latest on the Panhandle. For now, Panhandle, Texas, has decided to hold off for now. Their internet there is very poor. From speed test, they were lucky if they got 2 meg up. So that's definitely something that we were not able to provide. And at this time, Delhart is no updates for Delhart as of yet. Hopefully that answers your question, Michael. For Emerville, California, let's see. I think I think Christie's looking at that. Um, I'll have to ask her and see where she's at on that. I know she's made a few calls to a few different locations in around that spot, but I don't know if she got anything back yet from them. But when we do, as I said, we'll update next. We'll probably have an update next week. I I have it here on a list that she's called 3 different locations that are against the tracks there. So just no one has called back as of yet. It's been a little. It's pretty difficult to find hosts that are willing to unless they're railroad related. Um, sometimes it's kind of hard to find hosts that handle RailCam. Um, for Stockton, it was kind of like a it was kind of like a you know they actually worked. We talked about it, and it was a benefit to them as well. So, but if we're lucky, we find a host that's in the trains or in the trains and planes, and then sometimes that's usually when they go by pretty smooth. Sometimes the visitor centers, especially if they're railroad related, those usually go through pretty good. So we'll just go ahead and see what happens. I mean, yeah, some of them just never could call us back. Sometimes we try following up a few times and get nothing back from them. So we'll keep you posted. Railfan 1995 on anything if we hear anything from there. Keep an eye on our channel, our community page. We'll post an update if we find something. Okay, I got about 14 minutes left. Any other questions or comments? Okay, Oakland RailCam or Sacramento. We are looking. I think we are looking into Sacramento at the moment. So okay, that was another one I was looked at. So we have about if I pull up the list, we have about it was like about at least 8 or 9 sites that we've contacted throughout. So some that have either waiting on for something or they never got back to us. So, but yeah, Sacramento was in there. I'm trying to think. There was another. There was. Oh yeah, we're also still working with a um, a motel in Lordsburg. Still trying to find out the details of that one. We're still working on the details on that. Um, on how we're going to place how we're placing Lordsburg, New Mexico. So, but yeah, but for California, we're still um, we have those two. We have those two that I mentioned on Roofing 1995 earlier. Any other questions, comments? So you got about 10 more minutes left here on the screen the feed here. So surprised we haven't had any trains really go. We only had that one eastbound so far. We'll take a look at. Well, oh, I wrote that down. Just take a note of that one there, Road 1995. We'll definitely look at that. And Michael, I just now saw you said about the fundraiser for Stockton there. Yeah, it's in the description. But I could go ahead and post it in the chat room as well. Just a second. But that is a that will enable excuse me that will enable us to keep the camera free for everyone once we meet that goal. Um, for the current time, it's free for everyone, and as Christy mentioned yesterday, or yeah, yesterday when it came back up, that she's willing to she made it. She is going to keep it free for everybody on to always the end of the month because of the situation that came up with AT&T, and T, and we feel bad that it's supposed to be free for everyone, and had like I think 4 or 5 days of downtime. So that's why it's been extended for the entire month. So and there's the fundraiser that you're talking about, Michael. That's for the Stockton Diamond. So hey, Jared. So um, that's pretty much where everything's at so far. Any other questions? Oh yeah, and also I forgot to announce the Santa Fe camera is back up and running. In Santa Fe, New Mexico, their internet service provider, um, had a fiber cut due to construction um, somewhere between them and their ISP. So currently they're on a backup, a third party ISP, um, and they're on a fiber that way for now. I think they have to switch. They need to be switching over this weekend. So Santa Fe is also had a fiber cut over the weekend as well, but they're back up as of this morning. It may go down again when they switch back over to their fiber, but in the meantime, they're on a backup fiber. And found out I'll be on the if you go to Twitter and you find out look up their ISP, which is Brown Rice. They're talking about the fiber cut. So that's where that came up. That's why that one went down. So Any other questions, comments? Yes, it used to be its former SP. Um, but when the camera zooms back out, I have it pointed towards the south. From my understanding is, you can see that was the former SP line, and then looking at if you look at once it gets to the building, it's a little bit delayed, but once it gets to um, we get to the building of our host here, um, you're gonna see from if you go straight south from where the building's at, that used to be the old WP line. Um, so you can see the old WP that used to be here. I think back, from my understanding, was I can't remember how far back, but you look straight south. The old WP line used to go right along this building, from my understanding. And then if you actually go to Google Maps and look at the satellite view, you'd actually see where the old roadbed used to be if you look straight south to from this building. So, but yeah, you had the Santa Fe, and then you have SP that crossed over. So now it's the UP and the BNSF. But, and then the road crossing is where the UP BNSF connector where the BNSF goes north onto the UP, and also where the BNSF comes back and goes south back on its own line as well. Um, the well, let's get caught up here. Give it just a second. So you look at the diamond, as we zoomed in on the diamond. The actual, from my understanding, the actual Stockton Tower was just to the left of the diamond there, between the UP and the BNSF tracks. Um, so that's where the old Stockton Tower used to be. I was able to find it, actually looked it up on Google Earth and satellite view. You could see, I think back in I think it was in the 90s, it was still there. So that's where the Stockton Tower used to be, just a little bit to the just to the left of the current screen. So between the two railroads main lines. Okay, any other questions or comments? So if there's any trains here today, I haven't seen any. I haven't been watching it though. So all right. So just another quick couple of updates. Over this coming weekend, the website will be down for roughly about 2 or 3 hours, starting at 11 p.m. Arizona time, so midnight Mountain Standard Time, 1 o'clock, I guess, Central Time, and then um, 2 a.m. Eastern Time. The website will be down for a couple hours. Saturday night, Sunday morning, as we do some security updates and also a few other hardware upgrades. So um, just to let everyone know that that's going to happen. So, okay, I want to thank everyone for joining. And if you have any questions or comments, definitely reach out to us. Um, our we're usually usually find one of us, find someone on our team in one of the chat rooms. So we're all we're always there. So let us, if you have any questions or anything, let us know. Um, you can find our contact information on our website at SouthWestRailCams.com, and also there's also a new link in there for suggestions for location. So, anyways, I want to thank everyone for joining, and have a great rest of your evening and enjoy the week ahead. Thanks, everyone.